Good morning, beautiful Scorpio family, friends, and cross watchers. So welcome to Bear's Touch Intuitive. It is Tuesday, September 12th, and we're gonna jump right in. I've been feeling some really weird energy this morning. I'm not gonna lie. We had a really beautiful reading yesterday, and it's like, I don't know if you've ever experienced when, I don't know if you're switching timelines or something, but it's like when the electronics around you just sort of don't do what they're supposed to do, and everything seems like it's short-circuiting, and the universe is putting you into some sort of like different flow. So my car battery died, my ABS brake system started malfunctioning, like payments weren't updating even though they should have been. It was just like a weird morning. So if you're feeling some strange electromagnetic like pulses or something, let me know in the comments. It's just one of those like Starchild weird electromagnetism mornings, I guess. Okay, the sensitivity is the energy to start off our morning today. I guess it's more like noon. It's 2 hours later than usual because I was stranded at the auto body shop. So sensitivity is our heartfelt connection birthed through our feelings. How unfortunate that in today's society many are afraid to be sensitive. Therefore, we have become desensitized to our surroundings. Denial has become a way of life. As a result, we are furthering ourselves from the divine universal plan. Advanced souls, however, view their sensitivity as one with their spirituality. It is our sincerity spiraling from the source. Our sensitivity speaks of being concerned, careful, and compassionate. This is in turn, it awakens the intermingling of a sense of responsibility, a sensibility, and a common sense. These spiritual interventions are all the makings for saving our wailing, wounded world. Sensitivity confirms an acuteness of consciousness. All right, so I'm just gonna. My sister is a really sensitive person. I'm a pretty sensitive person too, but she usually is the one experiencing the sort of weird electronic things. But I noticed that there's a lot of like highly spiritually and emotionally sensitive people in the world who also experience similar things. And I am really curious to know if any of you have also. The theme of our reading is sensitivity. And then I turned this over to wisdom, and we're just gonna keep straight with that. White pine, wisdom. Like a loving parent, white pine holds you in her embrace so that you feel safe, grounded, and still, and able to find the space for quiet reflection. She helps you to tap into the ancient wisdom stored in your heart and to release your worries so they can be absorbed by the earth. So another message coming through just with the sort of occurrences this morning anyways. My car died like within walking distance of our regular auto body shop because I decided to stop for coffee, and I like don't usually. And then like right as I was calling AAA, I got a call about basically where to take my car and how to get the battery replaced. So it was like supposed to happen. There was a part of me that understood this is supposed to be happening. The universe is putting me here. And so I'm kind of in this flow state, wondering if you're feeling a flow state also, but sometimes we enter a flow state and we feel like unsafe or ungrounded because we're used to having a routine or a sense of control, or like an expectation of like how our lives are going. And sometimes the universe is just like, boom, here's a new direction. We got 10 of Pentacles on the bottom coming straight up out the gate. This 10 of Pentacles is telling me that, especially with this flow state kind of being the focus, sensitivity and wisdom, like knowing you're cradled by the universe or held by it, your 10 of Pentacles is coming as a direct result of you trusting in this flow as it unfolds and as you are carried down this like river of consciousness. Okay. What else coming out for our Scorpio friends family today? Happy Tuesday. The Hierophant. Hierophant and the Four of Wands reversed. Whoa, okay. Five of Pentacles reversed. You might be in the middle, this came out yesterday too, in the middle of a, the ending of a marriage, ending of a community or contract, with the Hierophant indicating marriage or contracts, and then the marriage card reversed. This is telling me a divorce, potentially. Two of Cups reversed. There's, like, I keep getting this feeling with you, Scorpios, that there's someone else in your energy. Like, you're in your Ten of Pentacles, and there's someone else that just keeps prodding into your energy, poking into your energy, and you're in this Hierophant position. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Six of Cups reversed. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles reversed. Two of Cups. Six of Cups reversed. Four of Wands reversed. Who is this person for Scorpio, and what do they want? Why are they still here in your energy? What is this? Okay. The Tower. The Tower. The Four of Swords. The Card 5, the Hierophant. So you might be seeing 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 pretty regularly. We have 4, 5, 6, and then 4, 5, 6 here. That's so weird with the Tower. That might be an angel number you're seeing. And then with the overall energy of this reading being sensitivity and wisdom, this is literally speaking to me about, like, being in conversation with the synchronicities of, like, the universe as they are occurring to you throughout the day. So maybe you're really in a place of, like, you're having a conversation with somebody and there's, like, something they say that indicates, like, a bird to you, and then you see the bird, and it's like your spiritual gifts are becoming maybe a little bit overwhelming at this time, but not in a bad way, just in a way that's, like, really asking you to radically accept and embrace the maybe the new way of thinking that you're needing to embrace in order to feel this, like, union. It's almost like you're in a state of living prayer, is what's coming through with this Four of Swords. And Hermit reversed. And the Devil on the bottom. So this Devil card on the bottom is telling me that you may be encountering some sort of temptation right now. A temptation to stay in hermit mode, to sequester yourself away from the world, but you're being called to enter the world somehow. We can clarify that. And then this Devil reverse, it could indicate a temptation that's like addiction. I don't know if you've struggled with any addiction, or a way of thinking, or even a way of relating to people that's come through in your readings in the last week or so. Like, just the way you relate to people has changed significantly. Yeah, maybe a feeling of competitive interaction, a feeling of needing to put your creations above others is what's coming up here. And we have another 5, 15, and 16. Whatever this Devil energy is, that maybe you were tempted to stay in this contract and you had to use, like, a mind over heart method of decision making to continue with that. And maybe, I think a part of you is feeling still like like you'd rather put down the battle, you'd rather take refuge in this church, or like go back to tradition. And that tradition might literally just be like you not being in connection with these synchronicities, because it's possible these synchronicities are making you feel a little bit undone, or they're calling you to like, interact with people differently and in a more communal way. And this is actually like striking me as something that is difficult for you because you're sensitive and because you're wise. And maybe the world is just kind of like giving you a lot of the sun, enlightenment, a lot of stimuli right now, with the Four of Cups at the bottom, a 4 again, lots of 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, with 11, 11 on the timer. That's crazy. Okay, and then the 11, 11 card here. What is this enlightenment with the Hermit reversed for Scorpio? This Tower is definitely telling me, with this 4 of Cups and the tradition card reversed here, and 5 of Pentacles reversed, that you are like in contemplation about whether or not to take this cup of like inspiration from the universe. Basically, like you're wondering if it's even worth it to live this kind of like in tune with synchronicities and spirituality kind of existence, because it's making you feel like you just want to sequester yourself away. The Moon on the bottom. Okay. And the Emperor reversed with an Ace of Cups. Okay, so you may be tempted with new love. Oh, okay, that card really wants to come out. You may be tempted with new love, but other people are talking about it, because there's this controlling person in your life, or was this controlling person in your life, with whom you're experiencing the ending of this contract. Or people are talking about it because they are a married person. Your new love interest is a married person, and this is your temptation, your new emotional beginning, which is also your 10 of Pentacles, but it's like there's this big warning with the Devil underneath, and the 3 of Pentacles reversed. And what you don't see here with the Enlightenment is the Star is your wish. You have the Sun, the Moon, and the Star all on top of each other with this 4 of Swords after this Tower moment. Ugh. Which is you second guessing yourself. This Tower moment, it's you second guessing whether or not you even want to take this path, because you're being tempted to restart something. That's what it is. You're being tempted to restart something from the past regarding a controlling person, either to whom you are married or who is married, or to whom you were once married, perhaps. Yeah, this is you considering, sorry, the 8 of Cups came out sideways. So this is you considering a new emotional beginning, and that's the cup that the universe is offering you here. Like, do you want to set out with the eclipse here, right? And the Sun and the Moon, the Star. Do you want to set out on your own for this new emotional beginning and like leave all of your cups behind you, basically? That's going to require you to be in a new community, to approach the world a bit differently, to acquire some version of enlightenment that shows you what you don't know, with Temperance reverse coming out here. And what you don't know is that this path is leading you to wish fulfillment and emotional healing, being able to like receive messages from the divine and intuit them and translate them. But it's like you don't want this responsibility. That's what this Temperance reverse card is telling me. It's like it's almost right now feels like it's too much for you to handle. But I think that's just a story that you're telling yourself. Especially because with this 2 of Cups reversed back here and this 5 of Wands, it's like you fought so hard for the connections you were in the past, and like having to leave that behind is really requiring you to stay mentally strong and also balanced. And maybe like with the 4 here, 4 is like, in Japanese it has 2 readings, shi and yon, and the shi reading indicates death and is considered an unlucky number because death is because 4 rather is just like there's no movement, it's balance and it's stagnation potentially if you're there for too long. But this is you coming to peace with the sacrifices you've made in order to receive this enlightenment, which is you being able to intuit. I know this is a Pisces card, but I always associate it with Cancer because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and there's a lobster on here, and I always associate the crab is Cancer, so I always associate the crustacean with this card, Cancer with this card. And then you have Aquarius here, 3 of Wands. This is your ships coming in. This is your desert that this is what you think was a desert previously, suddenly becoming an ocean with like ships that are full of goods that are like coming either in to deliver what you are asking for or going out to like deliver what you're sending out. Your 3 of Wands is like the plan that you've devised is coming to fruition here. How does the plan that Scorpio devises come to fruition? Because it looks currently like they're a little bit all over the place, like in the past, like you're just really going back and forth is what I'm seeing with, especially with this 8 of Cups sideways, between these past and present energies. And this is causing a certain amount of like intemperance. This Hierophant with this Tower leaving the Devil in the past with an Ace of Cups and a 10 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles reversed. You might have been experiencing some, I like that there's an ocean with ships in the background of this card, and then an ocean with ships in the background of this card. And this ocean is gold, and this ocean is blue. And there's more ships, more promise here with the 3 than there is here with this 2. So the 2 of Pentacles reversed in the past is telling me like you are working way too hard to manage those vessels. And that's pretty clear. How is Scorpio's wish fulfillment with the Sun and the Moon and the Hermit reverse and the 3 of Wands going to come to fruition here? What can they do to embrace that energy? 10 of Wands, Page of Cups, and the 3 of Swords reverse with the Lovers on the bottom. The Lovers reversed on the bottom, sorry. So the heartbreak that you've been through, whatever happened in, this tells me a business partnership, a friendship, and maybe like you tried to start something before. Maybe it wasn't a romantic relationship, or like with this Hierophant and the Emperor, maybe it was like somebody trying to keep you bound to them. Like maybe you were a good worker in somebody's business and they didn't want you to leave. Who knows? That's what I'm getting with this Page of Cups for some reason. It will only apply to some of you, so just take what resonates. But this, whatever happened to you regarding this devil, you fighting off this devil energy or being able to like wield it is what I'm hearing, has brought you this new emotional beginning that's allowing you to see everything that's occurred here in a different way. And being able to see everything that's occurred in a different way is maybe making you a little bit more upset than you thought it was going to with this Temperance reverse card. What's more, maybe somebody's coming to you finally with an offer that is like showing their temperance, but it's like too late. You're already knowing that you are needing to heal and pick up the burdens of your own path. I feel like there's something missing here, though. What is it that I'm missing here? Like, what is not coming through here? I think it's related to this moon and sun. 3 of Wands with the star. The Tower again. So the Tower in the Lenormand deck is like, it has better connotations than the Tower in the traditional tarot. 6 spades. It gives you like an advantageous position. This Tower has put you in like an advantageous position of security. Okay, and then the Mouse has come out with this. There's that 3 of Pentacles up here also. So there's definitely some people talking about you, potentially about your finances, about how you handled a material situation as it relates to business, as it relates to contracts and relationships with others. And this put you in an energy of needing to understand what was going on. On the surface wasn't what was being shown to you. And you may feel like leaving this devil in the past actually required you to like take on some certain devilish qualities yourself. And that's partly what this heartbreak is realizing like, while you didn't want to, you sort of had to, because you were dealing with like a rat. You were dealing with a pest control problem, basically. This is you with your heartbreak mending, being able to tell your story as it relates to this controlling person, this marriage undone, or celebration undone, this community undone, and then the binding. It says to me even like perhaps the binding of a new contract, but this comes from you telling your story. With the Man here, ooh, you may be getting a love offer. Again, that's come through with this married person. You may be getting a love offer that offers you security and shows you this Tower in a light that's actually, it makes you realize your ships are coming in. It enlightens you, and what you don't see is the wish fulfillment that comes from this Tower and the security. Anything else for Scorpios here? I feel like this reading was a little bit chaotic, and maybe that's part of the energy that was coming through this morning. If it makes sense to you or resonates with you, I would love to hear in the comments what and how that resonates. I'm going to pick this all up, and I think we'll do a pull from the Thoth deck, because I think the Thoth really, its imagery really helps to clarify for me the really more straightforward meanings of the tarot. So I just, Ace of Swords, or sorry, Eight of Wands. I don't know why the Ace of Swords. 8 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and the Magician. Something about you manifesting from a place of self-worth. Princess of Discs. 9 of... Yeah, this is from the previous reading. I'm going to shuffle here. Manifesting from a place of self-worth. So with that Devil and the past energies, and then that Tower revealing, and then the controlling person, it's possible the person was trying to control your perception of yourself to keep you bound to them. And this Tower, this undoing of your previous 10 of Pentacles, with the 2 of Pentacles reverse, Two of Cups reversed, all that reverse stuff. It's like undoing these sort of maybe internalized perceptions of yourself as someone else, or someone with less lust, with somebody with less completion. Two of Pentacles, the Moon. Someone with less, oh my gosh, I like could not finish my sentence there. Less power. I got distracted by these cards. Okay. We have card 11, lust. I think it's equated with strength. I just want to read the description on this card because I think it plays in perfectly to this idea of going with the flow and the manifestations occurring around you, and being in tandem with like the synchronicities of the universe. So it says this card was formerly called strength. It implies, however, not only strength, but joy in strength exercised. The 7 heads of the lion are respectively that of an angel, saint, poet, adulteress, warrior, satyr, and lion serpent. The central figure is the woman who has surrendered herself to all the forces of creation and who rides astride of the beast. In her left hand, she holds the reins as representing the passion which unites them, and in her right, she holds aloft the cup of flame with love and death. In this cup are mingled the elements of the sacrament of the eon, which you don't have here. I thought you did. The eon is judgment. You have the universe. Sorry. In the background are the bloodless figures of the saints on whom this mirage travails, for their whole life has been absorbed into the Holy Grail. So the Holy Grail arguably is this, like, in the background here with these saints, their whole life is part of the Holy Grail. It is the forces of creation. It is the life force of the universe. And she lays back, like, holding this cup aloft. It says with death and love, the forces of death and love, like in relaxation and joy and just understanding, like, the wholeness of creation. And, like, as this pertains to your reading with the devil in the back and the Hierophant with the marriage card reverse and the Emperor, plus like the talking back and forth, he said, she said stuff. It's like you have accepted that this needed to happen, that this was part, like there's a part of you that can take on those qualities if you need to. And while you maybe don't enjoy that, like, you know, you can. And so you're completing this cycle of trying to shut something out about yourself, of basically trying to subdue your shadow so that no one can see it, or so that you can't see it. Like, instead of blinding yourself to the qualities about yourself that are less than admirable, you've taken ownership, and instead of letting them rule you, you're completing the cycle of encountering them. So you've done the work of encountering your shadow, which is like really difficult. So my hat's off to you. It's hard work. You have an Ace of Cups reversed here, and then you had an Ace of Cups on top of the Devil over here. So this is indicating to me that you've, with that shadow work, with that integration, you've sort of realized that there is no separation between what's accessible to you and what's in the universe, especially as it comes to your emotional resonance with this sensitivity and wisdom here. And so you're accepting, like, on a very material basic level, the fact that there may or may not be a part of you to come still that your ego doesn't enjoy encountering, but you're ready to handle it and to accept yourself with love, and to do that for other people as well, to create that space. And that's what this Moon card is telling me. You're creating a space here. We have the jackals on either side of this scarab rising through, literally through the space of the energy of this, like, Holy Grail in the background here. Like, this is the life, death, rebirth process. The scarab beetle was sacred to the Egyptians because it turned dung into, like, what is it? It rolls dung and then turns it into, like, sustenance. But it's like the sacred symbol of death and rebirth. And then the jackals of Anubis, I think, yeah, famously are like the gatekeepers of death and the way to the dead. So as this, in the description of this card says, as this scarab rises up with like the forces of light here, which is also dung, it creates new life. So you're understanding the process of the need for both sides and embracing it with joy even and strength. This Prince of Wands reversed underneath completion and the Ace of Cups reversed is telling me that you used to try to force your creations to be what you wanted them to be. And you're realizing now that with this Strength card and the Moon, when you set out to create something, if you're an artist or a writer or even I want to say a programmer for some reason is coming through, you're realizing that without embracing the idea of something larger than yourself, you wouldn't be getting these inspirations. And even to more of a degree of, like, when you create something, you expect it to be one way and it doesn't come out that way, but that's actually because it's following this sort of universal pattern. Like, you're understanding like the flow of the universal pattern, and you're realizing your place in it, and it's like undoing your ego. It's undone your ego to the point where you're just sort of in this like Ouroboros universal flow. I just think it's really interesting that you have 3 major arcana cards, and 2 of them are with this really powerful reclined female figure. One is dancing on the like universal map, the universal grid, in this sphere, and she's weaving the eye of the needle, like containing the uncoiling snake of the cosmic creation there's this eye, by like paying attention with intention to what it is she's manifesting. And that creates, the book came out here with the Lenormand read, that creates the form down below here. What she focuses on creates the projection of the form from the stars onto material reality. So she's dancing among the stars, and you might actually be becoming a star. I don't know. That's pretty awesome, though. And then she's got the reins of this 7-headed beast. The 7-headed beast also indicates 7 chakras going through the chakra system. And then I'm also hearing as above, here in the stars, so below, down here in the material world, and the, what do you call it? Holy Grail. Oh, I just switched these. So whatever you're encountering right now, Scorpio, it's a Scorpio reading, that's for sure. But it's making you feel like this fledgling state of like embracing your true nature, which is in a way even beyond your just basic humanity. I don't know that I have really anything else to say here. 8 of Wands again. It's coming in more quickly than you think. And then I saw the star reversed as I was shuffling through, and we had the star upright here. So again, like what you're doing for yourself here is going to be reflected out into your reality, and you'll see it very quickly. And that's probably what is giving you this energy of feeling a little overcome right now. So you're being encouraged to definitely work with your stay grounded and protect your energy, protect tower, and let things fall apart around you in a way that allows you to understand that, like, or like you're allowing things to fall apart around you because you know it's part of the universal plan. 36 minutes. I guess we'll pull from the Shaman Oracle. Yeah. That weird, frantic, like, supercharged electromagnetic field energy I was getting before this reading is starting to feel a little bit more like it's given some sort of like a conduit. So whatever you've been thinking of just now, or whatever you were contemplating just now, maybe write it down or take some more time to consider that, because there's something about it tempering the flow of that electromagnetic pulse. From this deck, I'd like to ask for some advice from our ancestors and spirit guides and angels. It feels like my Scorpios are dealing with kind of a lot of maybe esoteric stuff this week. We did have that 9-9 portal. Spirits, ancestors, the middle world. Might be 36 years old. Might be a life path 9. 3, 6, 9 might be important to you. Your birthday might be November 9th, November 3rd, November 6th. You might be 30, 32, 37, 38, 33. So the Coyote reversed, coming out with, we had the Fool reversed here for a moment. The middle world and lightning with the arrow. And a 3 again. 333 might be important to you. Again, 369. 3, 30, 3, 36. Water reversed. Card 61. You might be 61 or 66, 63. Okay, so the ancestors, spirit guides, angels are telling me that in this middle world card, you're very much grounded in your reality as a human being here on planet Earth. And maybe you've been, with this Coyote reversed, again, resisting looking at the magical capabilities that you have, or your ability to tune in with something that's greater than you, because it challenges the ease with which you will move through this world, or at least that's what you think it is doing. You think that by embracing this, it's going to make your life harder, which brings up again in that first pull, the resistance that you feel towards embracing your gifts and synchronicities as something that you can intuit. And not everybody can intuit synchronicities. And not everybody who opens themselves to intuiting synchronicities can stay grounded while doing that. Like, it's not always easy to embrace like a divination or a perspective that allows you to embrace something unseen in the world, or not accepted in this middle world card. You would rather, what I'm seeing here is you would rather be kind of like a tree, just like checking out nature, being in your own space, like listening to the birds, walking through the world as it is. You would rather take the world at face value. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. It actually keeps you quite grounded. But it's also preventing you from this lightning card. So this lightning has this figure, this spiritual etheric figure here in the background. And one thing I always associate lightning with is Kundalini awakening. If you, again, practice yoga, or even if you don't, there's some people who have experienced symptoms of Kundalini awakenings like completely by accident. You had the universe card here with the snake on it. Kundalini in the subconscious, and even in, like, I don't know, tribal rituals sometimes is represented by a snake. So if you've been dreaming about snakes or seeing snakes, you might actually be encountering a Kundalini awakening, or your Kundalini might be rising from wherever it's been sort of stagnating at to your next level of development. And you're resisting this. Part of the reason you might be resisting this is you're not drinking enough water. Drinking more water came up in your reading yesterday. Water, I was just watching Constantine yesterday with Keanu Reeves. It's one of my favorite movies. I love Keanu Reeves. But he explains when he's waking up Rachel Weisz's character to her own psychic abilities, which she's denied because she's a cop. This is very, like, pertinent to this energy right here. He explains to her that water is the universal conduit of, like, the electromagnetic energies that bring about life and consciousness. And so he puts her in a bathtub and half drowns her, and then she wakes up and she's like, I've always known that I can see. And then she, like, is awakened to her psychic abilities. So you are resisting awakening to your psychic abilities. And with this arrow card here, card 3, this is telling me that once you dedicate yourself to that, it's going to happen a lot more quickly than you expected it to, which is probably what you were experiencing this morning, if you were experiencing what I was experiencing this morning, just like with my car dying and stuff. Anyway, let's see. The rattle. 43. You might be 43 years old. We have 3 and 4 again. The rattle has these feathers on it. And as the shaman, like, shakes the rattle, it creates the sound of the, there's, like, these little sort of dandelion wisps. I don't know if you can see it, but it creates, like, the seeds of sound that, like, vibrate out to the universe. It translates the messages from the spirit world to the material world through sound. So this is asking you to be very conscious of what you speak into existence, what you listen to, and particularly for your, like, divine path, like, what energy you're tuning into. So if you're having some sort of Kundalini awakening, or experiencing some sort of spiritual glow up, then it's always important to remember that, like, if something scares you or is feeling threatening to you, you've already done a good amount of shadow work according to your readings, and there's no reason for you to encounter something that is overwhelming to you or scary to you. Because the universe is telling me that, like, you're sensitive and you're tuning into subtler vibrations. So if something's coming in feeling threatening, it's not like a trick. It's not the universe asking you to do shadow work at this point. It's like it's a negative energy or a negative entity that you've already potentially encountered, or you've already mastered the energy that you need to master to, like, learn from that thing. And you're being encouraged to protect your energy, to ground yourself, and to speak positivity into existence, and to ask that, like, if a negative entity or energy is in your field, for it to leave, which you can do, and you're the master of your own energy, and you can totally do that. You can also ask for your spirit guides to assist you. Remember to drink water. And I'm getting this like really loud sensation right now. Call on your angels to help you. Also, if you feel like you can't handle it, like, alone, don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Like, not just from your angels or your ancestors or your guides, but, like, from the people around you. Especially with this hermit mode being, like, in your challenge in the future. This hermit mode reverse, your challenge right now is to be able to speak about these things to other people. That's what's coming through. You want to stay in this grounded middle world, rational space, but you're experiencing spiritual things. And while your ego self, your rational human self is like, I just want to be here, you're being encouraged to speak about this to others, with others, who maybe you don't even know because you're in a totally new community according to that first reading as well. So, whoa, okay. You're being asked to remember that you are sensitive and you do have wisdom, more than you know. The Time Master. You might be 57. The Time Master occurs to me as somebody who, like, when you experience a state of oneness with the divine, you experience, I'm not the only person to talk about this. It's all over the place. You can find it on TikTok. Like, if you experience a state of oneness with the divine, this Kundalini awakening or a spiritual awakening, it's like your ego goes away, and it's a little bit terrifying because you could be anything, right? Or you feel like you could be lost, or you could get lost, or like maybe this is death, and then you realize this is void, and then you realize void is everything and nothing, and then you realize, like, oh, my consciousness is just one experience of the greater consciousness, and then you kind of like slowly come back into your singular consciousness, and your singular consciousness is like the divine experiencing itself through all of the multiple consciousnesses that we all are collectively. So the Time Master, especially when you had the Two of Discs come out twice, tells me that you have experienced this, and that void state is represented by like a 0, right? And then consciousness is represented by 1. It's like cutting through the void to create. And actually right before this reading, I was reading this poem. I just got this book, and this is gonna be a long reading today. I'm just letting it be. The Secret of the Golden Flower. It's called The Secret of the Golden Flower, A Chinese Book of Life. And it's translated and explained by Richard Wilhelm originally from its ancient Chinese roots into German. And then it has a commentary by Carl Jung. And Carl Jung, the reason I heard about this book was because I was reading the foreword to the Red Book, which is his magnum opus. And the Red Book was basically him doing his shadow work. He wrote down all of his like dreams, some of his outlandish spiritual experiences, encounters that he had with clients and some of their dreams, and basically tried to like map out a collective subconscious by recording, I think, over 80,000 dreams. It was a lot of dreams. And he feared all the time that he was going to lose his mind. He feared that he was going to be psychotic. And this book, he started to have these like realizations about mandalas when he was in the war, and he started drawing these mandalas, and he realized the mandalas were representative of his self, and that they were coming out fractured because his self was fractured. And so he developed the process of integration, which is encountering the subconscious and the unconscious, and like as much of it as we could stand, and integrating into the process of individuation. So anyways, once he read this book, after it was translated by Richard Wilhelm, he stopped working on the Red Book, because this book, it's a book of alchemy from ancient Chinese tradition. This book was the connection, he said, between Eastern philosophy and Western philosophy and psychiatry as he understood it. So this book allowed him to basically put into perspective what he was figuring out about mandalas, which is that they like reflect, well, in terms of what we know today, they reflect images of like, they reflect images, sound. They reflect images of like molecules, the micro to the macro. And then I was just reading from, what's it called? The Wheels of Life by Anna Dea Judith. It's a practical user's manual for the chakra system. Something similar that calls it the Rainbow Bridge. So long story short, this Time Master card is telling me that you understand how to like expand your consciousness to the point where you are one with all, and then also bring it back to the point where you are like one being, and that you've done this multiple times, and you're on the verge of maybe a new awakening, and you're kind of like tired of it. That's intense. Whoa. I don't know who I'm speaking to today, but that's a lot. Anyway, page 77 of this book, this is what I was reading from, and this is number 8. Oh my god. Number 8. And it's called Empty Infinity. This is such a trip. I should have just read this at the beginning. Okay. Without beginning, without end, without past, without future, a halo of light surrounds the world of law. We forget one another, quiet and pure altogether, powerful and empty. The emptiness is irradiated by the light of the heart and of heaven. The water of the sea is smooth and mirrors the moon in its surface. The clouds disappear in blue space. The mountains shine clear. Consciousness reverts to contemplation. The moon disk rests alone. The picture that belongs here is the one below. And it's literally just a circle. What? Okay, all right, Scorpios. Man, that's crazy. I'm here with you. I'm so grateful to be here with you. Whoever's reading this please leave a comment down below. Like it, share it, and subscribe if you like my content. And if this is what you are experiencing right now, please just know that you're not alone. There's a lot of people out in the world who have experienced something similar, and the world of rationality is just such a tiny part of how we understand things. And I think the way that we've understood things from the point of rationality has sort of played itself out into irrational consequences. I don't know. I just would really love to hear from whoever's reading this because that was beautiful, and it was intense, and it was deep, and it was full of thought and love and energy, and just somebody who has really done the work and put down like the trappings of a really chaotic life for something that's like more authentic and just like radically like hermitized. I'm getting like Merlin vibes. You know, Merlin was kind of crazy. At least people thought he was, but he was really, really smart. And he knew a lot. He was able to like time travel and help medieval kings like have empathy. So I don't know why that's coming through, but if you're in your spiritual work, Scorpio, you are being encouraged to find a community right now, and one that will help ground you in these ideas. And I'm really so excited for you and proud of you, and you got this. So Love and light. I'm super excited. Okay, all right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.